Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone, to today's live here on YouTube. And for those that don't know who I am, my name is Dulcinea Nadek, and I am an animal communicator, a pet psychic. It means the same thing. So I see we have a couple of people here. We have Thumper here, Deb's here, Megan is here. Definitely let me know you're here. Let me know you're watching. What I'm going to do for the next 20, 30 minutes, we'll just see how the time flies, right? I'm going to share with you a little bit about me, how I became, quote unquote, became an animal communicator. And then I'm going to dive into what animal communication is all about. And I'm going to answer I have several people's questions that I'm going to be answering as I put it, because I put out both an email and I put something out in the community about that's why I'm doing this. I want to answer your all's questions relevant to good morning, Lori. Good morning, Marika. Oh my God. And Michelle and Jen. Hello, everyone. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are here. So when I look down, I'm seeing in the comment section. So that's pretty cool. All right. So again, my name is Dulce, and I actually started talking with animals when I was a wee little kid. Yep. And I know you all can relate to this because I know many of us as children had moments or long periods of time or really long periods of time of just allowing our intuition to tap in, whether it was with animals or with other human beings around us. Like, yeah, I knew they were going to say that, or I knew that was going to happen. But as time went on, and the humans in my life, my parents and the family and brothers and things like that, it was not supported. And eventually it got so dampened down that it just went away, meaning I wasn't using it anymore. I wasn't tapping in. Though I had animals all throughout my life with me, I was just like, oh, okay, you're here. Because I was then so much into the 3D world, into oh, got to go to school. Oh, got to go do this. Oh, he said, she said. Oh, projects, things like that. So I wasn't developing it anymore. However, as time went on, and all throughout my life, I've never been without animals with me. But something special happened in 2013. One of my cats, Fulligan, which he is, there's a picture of him right there. He's always got my 6. He became very, very ill, though. He became very ill, and his human wanted me to care for him. And I was like, of course, I'll take care of Fulligan for you. He just didn't have the heart to be able to do it. He couldn't emotionally handle it, and that's okay. It happens. So in the caring of him, I ended up, somebody said, at the health, we were at the pet store. I was at the pet store, and then I was at the crystal. I have a local crystal shop, and someone said at both times, "Hey, have you considered getting an animal communication session?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I never even thought of that. What a brilliant idea!" And in that session, it was long distance. I was on the phone. I actually had the phone on speaker so Fulligan could hear, which I realized then or realized afterwards, it wasn't that he needed to hear. He knew exactly what was going on. But I immediately heard Fulligan. I immediately felt him. I immediately heard him tell me how proud he was of me for taking care of him and that I'm doing fine and that it's all good. He actually showed me what I needed to do once he had left the physical body, and that how to prepare the rest of the people in the family about how he's going to show them, and specifically his guy, of being choosing the euthanasia route. And he said, but don't tell him yet. Let it, quote unquote, come on his own. I was like, of course, I'm going to honor this. It was so powerful. It just was like everything, just like, oh my God, I'm ecstatic. I was like a brand new person. And what was really cool because of that experience with Fulligan, he's like, yeah, you've got to continue doing this. Of course, you're going to care for me for a little while longer, and you will know, Dulce, when the time is right. And about 2.5 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later, my guy came up to me and said, I think it's time to call. At that time, we had a vet that came to the house. So I think it's time to call them. Yeah, so that Fulligan's no longer suffering. I said, absolutely. You were right on point. You heard Fulligan. He goes, yeah, I'm really hearing him more and more. So it was really cool. So that allowed me to just open the door, my heart was open, and to continue on this journey. And that was then. Here we are now. I've been doing this now for 10 years, and I am here today to answer general questions. I'm not going to do readings here. Now, will I come back and do another live and just dive in and do some readings like I do on the other social media platform I do on TikTok? Absolutely. Absolutely. If that's something you all would love to have, I will do that. Mike is here. Thank you so much. Lori, you're here. Oh my goodness. Hey, James. Hello, hello, hello. So with that being said, just briefly, what is animal communication? It's essentially you're tapping in energetically with an animal, whether they're physically here or in spirit. And for me, and for I know so many other animal communicators, the information comes through regardless if they're physically in the body or they're in spirit. And that's because when you practice and understand how you're using your intuitiveness, your abilities, your psychic abilities, your frequency, your energy, because that's what it all is. And then you allow your senses. We all have senses. We have 6 senses. Can you use all of those senses to get the information? Absolutely. Do you end up focusing on just 1 or 2? Maybe. But with practice, it's up to you if you want to use all of your senses, your smell, your taste, your sight, your hearing, the tactile senses that you get in the body, or that all knowing. That's fine. It doesn't matter. What really matters is understanding that you have to know you're coming from a place of a quietness, you're in the present moment, and that you're capable of doing this because we're all born innately intuitive. Our animals are intuitive. Our animals are born psychic. And that's one of the reasons why we so gravitate to animals, for having them in our life and being with them and holding them and just listening to them and watching them and playing with them and feeding them. And yes, taking naps with them and having them wake us up. Like, oh my God, you're waking me up and you're kissing me on the face. I'm going to talk about these things. But the point is that we are all born intuitive and psychic. Animals, they don't have to practice it. They live it. We as in these human bodies, we have to practice this. And when you have an eye-opening experience, it's like, wow, I've got to keep doing this. And what's really cool is not everybody wants to be an animal communicator. Yeah, that's cool. But everybody, because we're all intuitive, how cool is it to use your intuition in all areas of your life, including connecting with your animals and understanding them better? So, does anybody have any questions so far? Because I am gonna address these questions now. The house is so quiet since the roommate moved out with all his animals. Yes, the energy is probably really good too, Michelle. And you can still talk with those animals that you are connected with. Just because the animals move out and they're technically not, I hate using the word yours, like property, because animals are not property. Like human beings are not property. Sentient beings are not property. Animals are not property. But you all understand when I say, the owner moved out, the person that cares for those animals. Michelle, you still have a connection. You will always have a connection with the dogs that he now has in his new place, I guess. You can always talk with them. So one of the first questions that came through in my email, it's by Samantha. I don't know, Sammy, are you here? Okay. Mareka, I'm definitely going to address that question. I'm gonna first do these two, and then I'm gonna go with yours, Marika. So this is from Samantha. She says, my cats bolt from the room with any loud noises, and I want to ensure them they are safe and don't need to run. What can I do to help them? This is a great question. So whenever animals are reactive and they're anxious or they're nervous or they're scared, which all means the same thing, because of either a loud noise or maybe somebody walks in the room. But in this particular case, with any loud noise, whether it's a vacuum cleaner or maybe the siren coming down the street or somebody dropped something and it made a big boom. The one thing we always, if we identify an animal that's nervous about that or gets anxious about that, what you want to do is you want to go to that animal and you want to just say, hey, it's okay. You're very safe. You're very, very safe. You don't want to say to them, you don't need to run. If you tell your cat or your dog, you're very safe, but you don't need to run, stay here. They're going to be like, oh my God, she has it in her brain. I don't need to run, but I'm going to run. Whatever we're verbally saying to our animals, as well as what we're feeling in our heart, that's what they're going to respond or react to. So if I say, hey, it's a loud noise, you're fine, you're safe, stay with me. Or if you want to go to your bed and sit by in your bed because you're comfortable there, you can do that. I didn't say anything about running away. I'm giving the animal permission to either stay by my side, keep looking out the window, sit on the sofa, sit on their bed. But if I said to the animal, you don't need to run away, or you don't need to hide, or you don't need to go under the bed and hide, guess what? Me saying that image is in my brain. Go test it out. I can see all those three images. That's what the animal picks up on because animals are intuitive. They understand energy and everything is energy. Our words are energy. Our words and are the picture we have in our minds is energy, and they pick up on that and they know exactly what they need to do and they're going to respond to that. So Samantha, thank you for asking that question. And also in below this video, I have I think there's two links there. One is my free resources, and one of those free resources is my 12 tips PDF. In those 12 tips, one of them talks exactly about how to handle when an animal is either aggressive or reactive or has certain type of behavior that just isn't balanced and it's not acceptable behavior. And that includes biting, growling, barking, excessive peeing everywhere but where they need to pee. And this includes dogs too, because there's a lot of dogs out there that for all the right reasons are anxious and they can't hold it in and get outside fast enough. My 12 tips will address all of that. Okay. The next question is from Megan. Thank you, Megan. My new rescued Chihuahua is being aggressive towards everyone but me, and especially my daughter's friend. We can't seem, I don't know where else the rest of it. We can't seem to help her. I know what the question is. So here's what's happening. Megan and anybody else that has animals that are aggressive or demonstrating an unwanted behavior. A couple of things are going on. The first time they do it, it's like the immediate human reaction. No, don't do that. Bad. And when you react that way, or even, no, why are you doing that? Don't do that. And you're saying, don't do that. Well, guess what? You have that image in your mind of what they're doing. So that's going to be reinforcing it, Megan. That's one thing. I don't know how old your children are. I'm not doing a reading, but your daughter's friend, if whether your daughter or your daughter's friend or anybody else in the household comes from a place of remembering, oh, that dog is really aggressive. That dog almost bit me. Well, guess what? That dog, your beautiful Chihuahua, is going to be on alert and is going to be very protective of you. You, Megan, you have a bond with him. And he feels, based on everybody else's thoughts and energy that they're putting out, he's got to protect you. Whatever information humans communicate verbally or in their thoughts and their feelings and body language, animals automatically know and they will respond to that. In this case, they will react to it. So how do you fix this? You have to have a conversation with the other humans that are coming in and out of the house. And they have to understand how animals will respond to their energies. Does that make sense so far, Megan? Because since you're here live, I want to be able to help you. The other thing is you really can't go in the past. Everybody has to stop thinking of all the past scenarios of where the dog, I don't know your dog's name. Please, what is your dog's name? Okay. And Megan, what is your beautiful dog's name? Because you don't want to think, oh my God, my dog has problems, because guess what? It's gonna escalate. Mac. Oh, what a good name. Oh, I love that name. What a great name. Mac. Very powerful name. Very dignified, strong, respectable name. I love that. So I need you to change everything about your feeling about the past, about him. You need to let him know how much you're so grateful that he's in your life. He is such a good boy. And one or two things that you are super grateful of why he's in your life. Because that's going to help you remove the thoughts of the past. It's going to keep you in the present moment with him. And this is what you have to share. Again, I don't know how old the children are. I'm curious. How old are the children? I'm going to wait for your comment. And then I'm going to, Marika, I'm going to address your question. Megan, I love him so much. He's sweet. Yes, he is a sweetie. All animals are sweet. Yes. You just need to create energetically a healthier environment. They are 18 and 19. Okay, great. Well, let them watch the replay here. I hope they are. I hope they watch the replay because this is real. This is very real. You know, if we have animals that are just full of anxiety and are very aggressive, take a look in the household. Is there a level of aggressiveness in the household as well? Are people being, constantly pissed off porcupines? That's aggression. Anger is aggression. Don't let it fool you. Fear also. If somebody is afraid, but they walk around like they got everything under control, but they're really hiding it, animals can pick up on that. So what are they going to do? They're going to go and protect their one that they're connected with that doesn't show them fear or anxiety. So it's very, very powerful. They're sitting here. Yay! Yay! Thank you. And those examples, I use those examples because everybody can understand them. At some point in everyone's life, we've all been there. Yes. So thank you, Megan. Thank you, the two of you, for watching. All right. Let me go to the next question. And Marika, how to see the difference? Who is speaking back when asked? Is it my own voice or an animal's voice? It's so hard for me. Excellent question, Marika. So here's how you know. When you're getting information, and I'm going to recommend for those that are practicing and they want to practice more, you always want to have pen and paper and write things down. And this is what we do in my animal community mastery program. Yesterday, we connected with an amazing dog and everybody wrote things down. Everybody got it all right. How do you know it's coming from them? One way is it's something you would have never thought of. You just have not either experienced it, or it's just not like, oh, a bag of corn chips. Where'd that come from? Well, it didn't come from me. It came from the animal. I'm giving you an example of that. That's one way to know that it's coming from the animal. The other thing to know is before you actually start calming the energies, your energies, and getting into that place of just groundedness, being in the present moment, which using breathing meditation and just breathing exercises is beautiful to relax the mind and the body. Once you're in that state and you've started to say hello to the animal, whether they're physically right by your side or you're looking at a picture, or you just know them in your mind's eye. You know what they look like in your mind's eye, and your eyes are closed or open, and you're starting to say, hello, how are you? Is there anything you want me to know? Is there anything you want me to tell you? You need to be silent. You need to give your question and the frequency behind your question that space so the animal will respond. And so that you also need to be open and willing to receive the information any which way. Don't push for it. You just don't push for it. If you're not feeling anything coming through and then you get something, you can actually say, hey, Charlie, was that you or was that me? And Charlie will answer you. It takes practice. It takes practice and consistency. So, Maraka, does that help you? Does that help you? Let me look at the comments here. Hey, Ari! I'm so glad you're here. Yes. Be kind, everyone. Be kind. Does that make sense for you? Sometimes they give shorter words too. Yes, absolutely. Anything and everything. You can get images. Yes, thank you. Perfect. You can get images in your mind's eye. You can have your eyes open and you can just see a cupcake. I'm just giving you examples. Your eyes are open and you just see a cupcake, or your brain registers the word cupcake or mountain or lake or airplane. It just doesn't matter. You can also feel things, especially, and this is what we do in my animal mastery program, both in the community as a group, as well as my one-on-one coaching, where we're practicing connecting with all types of animals. The one thing is really good to practice and ask is, how do you feel? And just allow the information to flow. You could actually start getting back pain when you normally don't have back pain. Or you might get a little twitch in your head like, oh my God, am I getting a headache? Oh, so your head is hurting. So you can get information through sensing in your body, which is so powerful, so powerful. Let's see. James, it's helpful. Yes, excellent. Lori, a lot of practice. Exactly. Yeah. And I have several people here today that are in the chat area that are in the animal mastery community group. Lori is there. Deb is there. I don't know if Deb is still here. Mike is here. Practice is the key. You can sharpen your skills. Exactly. And that's what it is. It is not a gift. I want to be really clear. I know when people say, oh, Dulce, oh, Mike, oh, Lori, oh, Deb, you have such a wonderful gift. Oh, Megan and Marika, you have such a wonderful gift. They just don't understand. And of course, you're going to say thank you, but it goes beyond being a gift. It's practice. It's a skill. And you have it too. It's just like an athlete practicing. It's just like a musician practicing. If there's something you're passionate about and it's a skill, are you not going to practice and just wish your way there? No, that's called fake it until you make it. And that doesn't work. It is a skill that you need to practice, which is one of the reasons why I've created my community, is so that like-minded people like yourselves can have a safe environment to practice, ask questions, and also dive in to more elements of what it means to awaken and really be attuned to your own abilities, your psychic and intuitive abilities. Okay. Michelle. Oh, guess what? What? Practice is a key. Dulce's coaching is, oh my God. Ari, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my goodness, Ari, thank you. Muscles have to work on it. Right. Exactly. Your brain is a muscle. Well, guess what? Guess what? So is your heart. So is your breathing, your whole body. And how amazing and beautiful is it to get information through the body? That's why you always hear balance mind, body, and soul, mind, body, and heart. That, I mean, there's validity to that. And this is what I love doing and helping all of you to actually awaken to. And that's where my 5-step process comes in. And in the community, as well as in my one-on-one coaching, my one-on-one coaching, we really dive in to these 5 steps. We go into really depth and do some major inner work because it's one-on-one. In the community, we do the same thing. It's once a week. And yeah, it's very powerful. Let me see, Michelle, guess what? I only hear I know from my pet. I know. Okay, I'm going to address that, Marika. Hold on for a second. When I say, okay, Marika, when I say I love you so much, I always get a quick, quiet, like voice message. I know. Beautiful. Continue the conversation. You need to start going deeper in asking more questions, whether it's about them or about yourself. It doesn't matter. Maybe you can't make a decision about, taking a certain job or buying something. Ask them. Oh my God, they will give you the answer. And if it's a feeling you get, like, yeah, I feel the same way. That's your intuition coming through. That's your gut feeling. Roxy and I got close before they moved, and she loved it when I told her she could be goofy. You gave her permission, sweetie. You actually opened up her heart, and she now knows her truth, that her being in the body of a dog, that she's amazing, and that whatever the other human, that other male human does, he doesn't understand. He's not there yet, and she's going to do her best to be a happy dog to help him. So know that, because I feel him. Now, I've connected with Michelle's Roxy. I've connected with Roxy. So these connections never die. Do I say, okay, allow everybody to come through? No, that would be, I couldn't handle that. But when one is focused and one's in the present moment and I'm receiving information and I'm reading this, Roxy comes through. She's showing me how her job, her soul contract with that human, whether he becomes aware of it or not, is to show him how to be lighthearted and to let go. So she couldn't do that, Michelle, unless you opened that door for her. So I thank you for that. Powerful. This is so powerful. And she would come to me in front of her human and show that I'm not a bad person. Well, yeah. You have to understand, animals always know when humans are unbalanced or imbalanced or vibrating at a very low energy, a low frequency. And that means they're either low self-esteem, anger, frustration, and it doesn't have to be 24/7, although sometimes sad to say it is, but or just full of stress because they don't know how to do the inner work and take time out for themselves as well as pay attention to their animal. And that's why you have animals in your life, is to help you. They're in your life to help you. You're in their life to help them, because all animals, just like us humans, come here before we incarnate. We have a soul agreement. We're like, yeah, I really want to experience trauma. Let's talk about that. Um, this is so good. Oh my God, Jennifer, thank you. He has a lot of it. Yeah, and just send him lots of love. Just send him lots of love, because that'll make Roxy's job a lot easier. But let me share with you, we all come here because this is Earth School. This is a place where we have everything at our fingertips. Earth allows us, this planet, the energy on this planet allows us to experience the highs and the lows. It allows us to awaken to our true soul self. Now, do we come here as children, or we're in the womb, mother's womb, and we're born and we go, yeah, we got this whole contract with animals? No, we don't. No, but we go through life going, oh my God, why is this happening? Or, I need to learn. I know there's something I need to learn. Or you get to the lowest point in your life, and it could be with an animal. Maybe the animal is going through something so traumatic. Maybe it's a physical issue. Maybe they become diseased. Maybe they get hit by a car. Either they leave the body or they're struggling to survive. Situations like this are real eye openers for us, especially when it comes to, of course, our animals. When things like that happen, they happen because it was all planned on the soul level, and the animal does agree to it. One, because they want to help you process this, learn from this. Regardless if you learn the life lesson while they're in the physical body, or you learn the life lesson once they transition and they have left the physical body. Because to them, it doesn't matter as long as you get it. As long as you get it. And if you don't, guess what? You'll get more opportunities. Yeah, that's the beautiful part about being on Earth in these bodies. It's really a gift. Now, that's when you can talk about a gift. But know this, they know as they become into their own bodies, as they become into their own personalities, they do know why they're here, and they're willing to go through whatever it takes. So I'm going to see if there's any other comments. My panel's cat Bear transitioned June 2016. I asked him, where is he? He says, I'm a horse. My name is Lucy. Oh my God. I love this. Thank you so much for bringing this topic up, James, because yes, animals do reincarnate. Do all the animals in our lives reincarnate? No, but many do. And they can come back as other animals. They can also come back, yeah, as humans, meaning in infancy stage. I haven't really connected with anyone in an infancy stage. I've connected with animals who have shown me their previous life in human life form in past lives. So that's pretty cool. But they can, people go, no, they can't come back in human form. Well, who wrote the book on that? Who wrote the book on saying no to something like that when they can come back in animal state, a different body? See where I'm going with this? So I never want to say no to something. Never want to say no to something. Powerful. So what you need to do, James, is start having a conversation with Lucy and see if in your mind's eye or anywhere using your senses, you can pick up what Lucy looks like. Where is she located? Is she already connected with you? Do you have a horse named Lucy? We come back in whatever form we choose, whether we're human or animal. Exactly, James. Exactly. How much time do you have? Okay, we have a couple more minutes left because I really want to honor everyone, and I don't want to go so overboard where you lose some of the content and lose some of the wow moments of this conversation and the epiphanies that you're probably having right now. But it's really important to understand that many times, and I know in all of your lives, you've probably experienced an animal that passed too soon, right? An animal that's passed too soon. Who here has experienced that where you're like, oh my God, don't understand. Why? You're only a year, you're only 5 years. The reason why is believe it or not, your soul contract with that animal is complete. There was something in your relationship and your life experiences with that animal that you understood and you got it, that life lesson that you learned. Now, is it always on your part? No. The animal comes here to want to learn something. And maybe the animal wanted to experience a traumatic but quick passing. Like quick. I mean quick. A gunshot, a hit by a car, something like that. It's so quick. Or a tumor that's whoop, and they have a seizure and they're done. They wanted to experience that. And in the process of wanting to experience that, because they can, that's the beauty about understanding our souls, our higher selves. We can pick and choose what we want to experience. And if we want and we feel we need to come back and try something else, we can. But that is why many times animals leave us what we think is too soon. And as you become more and more wise and understand your own inner wisdom, you will actually start feeling that particular animal and they will come to you and go, yeah, you just got it. You got my message. And you can tap into any animal that's been connected with you anytime. I mean, yes, I know all of you have more than animals that you can count on your hand in your life experience. And even if you don't, it doesn't matter. One is beautiful. 100 are beautiful. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you become aware and awaken to understanding that you are telepathic, you are intuitive. Your animals are sentient beings, and they're here to teach and guide you. Let me see. Anyway, all right. Is there any other? Wait a minute, Thumper. Yes, my bird died and came back as a bird, right? And he said he liked the old food. That is so cool. That is so cool, Deb. So what you're saying is I could have been a polar bear in another life? Absolutely. Absolutely, Lori. Who's to say not? Who's to say not? So I hear you, Lori. Now, Lori, I have a connection with Lori. Lori is one of my students and clients, private clients. And I hear you. You're going, should I change my hair color back? Did I hear you? And that's one of the reasons why you have that beautiful polar bear behind you. That picture. I'm not sure if you have him still up. So are you thinking that, Lori? Oh my God. And Louise was a polar bear. Yes. Yes. You see, no one, when you know it, you know it. That's your intuition. You just go with it. And your intuition, oh my God, can just allow you to live in freedom. I mean, knowing that you have all the answers. And let's say there's something perplexing happening in your life right at that moment and you're frozen and you're like I can't think. That's okay. You just come back to your present self. You just breathe and just go, you know what? I'm just going to give this all space. I'm not sure why my animal's doing that. I'm just going to give him or her some space and then come back to them. Me, Michelle, thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, many times, Mike. Thank you. Let's see. I would need to be. Yes, yes. Make sure you all are following each other too here on YouTube. So that's all I have time for now. But again, people, I am here for you. If any and everything resonated for you and you are interested in either having a reading, you want to really understand what your soul contract is with whether your animal is physically here or in spirit, it doesn't matter. Information still comes through regardless. Or if you would like to go in depth of really understanding and doing the inner work within you so that you can grow that much more deeper with yourself, with life, and with your fur baby, you can go ahead and put in a coaching application. Just go to my link. If you go to dulcinea.com, you'll see coaching up there, and there's an application for that as well. Megan, you are so welcome. Keep in touch. Let me know if I've answered your questions here or I've answered your questions in the comments here on this live. Let me know. Either comment on the once the live is up on my page how things are going. If you have other questions and you're watching this on the replay and you have general questions, again, this live was not intended to do any readings, which I didn't. I had a little bit of an inclination with Roxy. Roxy did come through. But again, and that's the other thing too, is when you're connected with an animal and you're starting to get information and you're like, oh my God, I better write this down because I don't want to forget it. Do that because it's going to be powerful information. All right. You are so welcome. Mike, have a great day. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're here. I'm physically healing because of the community. Lori, thank you so much. Thank you. Debbie, thank you so much. All right, sweetie. Mike, I am taking the time I have internet to get some work done. Yes, Mike, definitely do that. Follow your intuition. James, thank you so much, James, for being here. I so appreciate that. And I appreciate you sharing. And Marika, oh my God. Thank you. Everyone who's commenting also on my shorts and my other long videos, thank you so much for that. I really, really do appreciate that. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys soon. Stay safe, everybody.